Oh, look at it. It's huge. Like my do you want to see how I build this American house? I'm going to use one block as 5 centimeters in real life, and that means that an average ceiling height will be 54 blocks high. Let's time lapse it. Hi, I know I'm speaking. I actually wasn't going to make this video like this. I actually was going to make a pretty cool montage with a lot of transitions and video editing, but I changed my mind, because I don't think it deserves it, because right now my channel is in a pretty unstable situation, and I don't think putting all that effort and work in this video will worth it, because I don't really expect that many views from this video and in the channel in general, because the last video that I made, I really loved how that video turned out with all of the editing and transitions, and it didn't really get the views that I was expecting, and I made this channel to enjoy it, and it makes me sad when I see the video doesn't get the feedback that I was expecting from all the effort and work that I put on it. So I actually think it's a little bit better if I just chill with this channel and take it easy, because that's the reason why I have that delay between my videos, because I really put a lot of time on them, and I think at this stage right now it's not paying off. So I'm just going to chill a little bit more with them and take them easy, and maybe upload more frequently, and well, let's just wait for the best. Well, speaking about the house, as you can see, we're making the foundations here. As you can see, it's a pretty large house, and one of the hardest part was making the texture for the floor, for the sides with the stone, for like the foundation itself. But I really enjoyed making this house. I love the final result, and it was pretty fun to build, so I hope you like it as well as much as I do, because that's what makes me happy, and that's why I'm making these videos, just to share with you what I do, and hoping that you like them as much as I do, and that would be lovely. And if you do so and you like this video and you like the house, I would really love if you can consider subscribing and liking the video, because that would motivate me to make more videos and to keep going in this channel. So well, like that, phase 1 is complete, and let's take a look. And well, the foundations of the house are completely done, and as you can see, this thing is insanely huge. It can't even fit in my screen, as you can see. Well, it can, but this is pretty big. But now it's time for the second part, and we're going to start rising up our walls. And well, here I started working on the walls of the house, and then this is kind of like a wood style. I don't really know much about wood building, but I think it looks pretty nice. I actually really like how that looks, that kind of texture, which I made using some stairs, so that makes kind of a subdivision in between the blocks, and I think that looks pretty nice. Then I had to make, as you can see in the porch, there's kind of like weird lines of light, because that porch, the ceiling of that porch was making a huge shadow on the porch itself, and you couldn't see anything because everything was so dark and black. So I needed to make some holes in the ceiling of that porch, so I will allow the light to come through into the porch and illuminate a little bit better that part there. And that's the fix that I could find to improve that situation. And as you can see here, you can see better that holes that I'm talking. And well, I also made some doors and windows using different colors. As you can see, we have like a trim using the white color that we have all around the house for a nice little detail. And the windows itself, they are like dark oak wood, which looks very nice. It's a very different color to make them pop out more from the walls. And I also used windows, and as you can see in the video, you saw like they're bright from the interior, but I actually had to do that after, because with the roof, that thing was completely black and you couldn't see anything, but you couldn't distinguish the frame from the glass. But like that, that's how I made the walls. And like that, the walls are in place, and as you can see, this thing is looking stunning. Here you can see how big this thing is with all the space we have here. You should have some walls here in the interior, but as I said before, I can't do an interior here because of the shadows and the darkness. You won't be able to see anything, and I don't really want to make holes all around the thing. That's gonna be that won't look very nice, and with torches, I don't think that would fix the problem. So instead of that, I'm just going to build the exterior of the house, and I hope that that's going to be enough. I mean, that is enough for me. And well, now it's time to build the hardest part by so far of the house, which is the roof. And trust me, that thing is going to be insane. There are going to be too many angles in that thing. It's going to be crazy, very crazy. And yeah, it was pretty crazy. The things with roof is that you have to work with geometry, because there are angles and you have to connect all the lines with each other, and the middle parts with the middle parts of the other side, 45-degree angles in the corners, and it's a toughest part by so far. But actually I thought it was boring compared to the other part of the house, but it wasn't as boring as I thought it would be, because actually it didn't feel as tedious as I imagined in the beginning. But it actually was kind of tedious, because you have to connect, as I said, all the lines. And as you can see, I kind of make the holes that I had in the ceiling, because I also need them in the roof, so the light will come through the roof into the ceiling, and from the ceiling to the porch, so everything will look bright there. But while talking about the roof, you have to connect all the lines, because you have angles, but in Minecraft everything are blocks, so you have to connect those lines with each other, as you can see here. And then you have to texturize, which was the most boring part so far, because I have to go up and down again to make some lines, and then lines horizontally. That wasn't the funniest part so far, but I think that worth it a lot. I mean, that looks a lot better. It really looks like a wood roof texture. And then I added like a little dormer right there with another wall, pretty small like window with another roof, which was hard as well, but actually was pretty fun to do. It kind of pops from the roof, and I think that looks pretty nice. And I think that little detail gives a lot of personality to the house, which I really like. But actually so far this house, I thought it was going to be harder to build, but it actually was kind of easy to make. I mean, easier than I thought. It didn't take that much time. I actually could have made this house in one day, but yeah, it was pretty fun to build. I really like building the house, and well, I hope you like the final result as well, because I'm really proud of how the thing came out. And well, the mega house is completely done, and as you can see, this thing is massive. You can see there's a lot of details in the textures, and as you can see, I also add shroom lights in the windows and in the doors, because that was so dark in the inside and you couldn't see the windows itself. Everything was completely black, so I needed to add them, and I think that looks very nice. As you can see, I finished all of the sides, for example here and also here at the back, and that tells you the size of the thing. You can see the texture here in the roof, and as well you can see the size of this. You can see how big this is. That looks pretty epic, doesn't it? And if we get here to this part, you can see how big this is, even here in the door. And if we try to go inside the house, this is how big it is in here. So you can see this is pretty large and pretty dark at the same time, even with those lights. And as you can see, there's also a lot of problems with the illumination in Minecraft, like the texture, the color of the wood here in the wall, because as you can see, that looks pretty dark and it should be pretty light, because I used birch for that. But there's nothing that I could do to avoid that. But in general, I love how this house looks. I think this is the best build that I've ever done, and the biggest so far as well. So well, that's it for this video. I hope you like it, and remember, if you do so, give me a like please. You can subscribe as well. So I'll see you in the next video. Adios.